Hello and welcome to the new Power BI KPI dashboard tutorial for beginners. So in this tutorial, I want to show you how you can create this Power BI dashboard, which is useful for beginners who are starting to learn about how you can create a dashboard. And let's say if you have created already some dashboard, then how this dashboard can be useful for you is by looking at, first of all, the layout. If you see what I'm presenting in front of you is a very clean and easy to understand layout where you have the filters on the left hand side. You have a very clear KPIs, the trend chart, the chart over here with some highlights over here, and then finally some more information by the bar chart. So first thing first is the layout, which I'm showing you. Also down below, the information about how you can display, if you have some critical information, how you can display that information. So first thing is, if your layout is good, I think 50% of the work is done. Your users are, first of all, wowed or amazed by the design that you are presenting. So that's number one and very critical for you as to how you can use colors for your advantage in a Power BI dashboard. Second thing, what we will going to look at is, in this layout, what I'm showing you is the filters within Power BI, how you can arrange it like this, which you can see is formatted again for matching the entire dashboard layout. And then if you open it up, you see that even inside the slicers or inside these filters, you are able to select, or you are having the color settings based on our overall dashboard layout. Then we have these Power BI KPIs, which is a combined KPI, what I call, because showing just the number like gross sales 128 million does not make sense when you are creating a KPI dashboard within Power BI. So what you should basically also tell your user is how it is changing year over year. It's a very important growth metric which businesses want, year over year, quarter over quarter, so on and so forth. So I will show you how you can create it and combine like this so that your KPI is not just the number, but it is a performance improvement metric to indicate whether your performance is improving year over year or not. And it's very easy. I will show you those details and configurations, how you can do it, and then you can expand this functionality to all your dashboards that you are having, or a portfolio project that you are creating, let's say for your data analyst portfolio. And then finally, not finally, but over here, this metric top 3 product by segment is basically is an important metric. If something you want to show the top 3 products, let's say you have segment and you have multiple products. You don't want to show multiple products, but you want to show, let's say, top 3, top 5. If that is what your requirement is, then how you can configure your table for your users so that they look at those products which is making the most impact, right? Because that's what it is, a needle mover, like how it is changing the course in a particular, let's say, segment. And then over here, with the help of conditional formatting, that also we were going to look at it, how we can change it so that we can highlight these negative values, and rest of the values, if you see, are the positive values, so that user can clearly come over here and see why the profit is going down over here, right? So you can view that information. Also over here in this chart, it's not a very straightforward line chart, but here we are going to use the DAX in our Power BI KPI dashboard, where we have the 2013 and 2014 comparative sales trend. So this is a comparative sales trend which indicates last year where I was and current year whether I'm doing better or not. So for example, over here, this is where the 2013 sales is, and this is where your 2014 sale, right? So you can clearly see side by side like how the sales are going. So clearly you are improving a lot over here, and yeah, as compared to the last year, right? So this is a metric which you as a business analyst, or maybe if you are creating this dashboard for your sales or management team, they may want to definitely look like how the comparison is. And once you know this technique, how you can create these calculations, then you can do all of this analysis very easily, where whether you want to show 1 year trend or 1 year comparison, 2 year comparison, 5 year comparison, all of that very easily. Then down below, along with the trend, we are showing by each country like how the 2014 sale is and how the 2013 sale is. So clearly France is leading the way all the way down till Mexico, and we are showing that how much they have improved year over year. So if you see, this is what our impact is. When we are showing the KPI, we are expanding on these KPI, and then we are also looking at this metric, which then you can come over here. Let's say you want to look at some high discount band value. Let's say this is one of the parameter in your company where you have the high discount band. You can look at it high, what are the sales in the high discount band or low discount band or medium discount band, whatever you want, right? Similarly, if you want to look at by any product, you have these product. You want to look at by segment, you have the segment information with which entire dashboard will be filtered. So something very, very useful for your user. So multiple things we will going to look at it in this dashboard, and we will see how we can create it from scratch. And before I go ahead, two quick important point. One is I keep all of my Power BI videos into one Google Sheet so that you can easily go over there and search those. So that is the link is present in the description. You can click over there and go to that sheet. There you will find all my how-to videos as well as dashboards that I have produced. The next thing is, this is, like I said, beginner project. I have many beginner projects. So what I really recommend is you go through and develop a good skill set as a beginner. But if you have the passion for taking your skill to an advanced level, then you can join my 10 advanced dashboard training, which I give it in Power BI. So that way you will take your skill from this dashboard, let's say, to something which is very advanced. Like I said, you click over here, it will give you the input. You click over here, your metrics and charts will be updated. You can control the interactivity. You develop a lot of complex DAX calculation. You will do the Power BI data modeling, data cleaning, all of those concepts, which you want to learn within Power BI. As a successful and a great data analyst, you will going to get that in those 10 dashboard advanced dashboard training. All right, so for that you can email me. My email ID is flashing over here. With that, let me show you how you can go ahead and where the data is, right? Because first thing what you need is the data, and then what we can do is we can start creating it from scratch. All right, so here we are into my Power BI folder. So the link which I share always is the datasets link. There you will find one link, and that will help you come over here onto the datasets folder. Within that, as you can see on my channel, I do a lot of blogging on different tools like ClickSense, Tableau, and so on and so forth. So all of this access you can easily get, and over here I have the Power BI. Within Power BI, the dataset is present over here, financial sample. You can go ahead and download this. Okay. So once you download this dataset, you will have, we will have to start doing the import within Power BI. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here I am into the Power BI, and what I'm doing is I am creating right in front of you the new Power BI file, so that we are creating everything from the scratch for you to create a dashboard like this within Power BI, so that as a beginner you don't face any issue while creating this type of a dashboard. Or let's say you want to replicate this design into your office environment or for your business environment, and also you should be able to do it without much of an issue. So where we are with a blank layout, so what do we do is we will come over here into this formatting. Let me bring his down. So formatting over here, and then what do we have is the canvas background. In the canvas background, we will going to choose color. I think we can choose this, and we can keep this 0% transparency, so you will get the black background, right? So first thing first is what we wanted is a black background. Now on top of the black background, we have a banner over here for sales performance dashboard and a banner over here. So first thing first is I will go into the insert, and I will come over here in this rectangle, and I will choose this rectangle, and I will just do it like this so that it is properly there. and I will choose one banner. So this is my banner that I can keep it for my filters. And over here, what I can do is I can choose go to the style, and within the style, what I'll do is I will choose this color. So if you see, this is what the color is, and the border is coming as blue. So we'll make sure that we'll select this. Within the style, border is there, right? So what we'll choose, the border is also a lighter shade of this. So that way you see that the border is present. Oh, I just created maybe something else, so I'll delete that. So a border is a chart is created, or this is created. Another technique for doing that is you basically select the same color like this. For example, you go to the sheet, you select the same color so that it is completely matching, and then you increase the transparency a little bit to create it. But since it is the same, so that's why we are not able to create it. But let me just go back and choose this. I think that's relatively straightforward. So we have the gray line, and we have this banner over here. After that, what you do is basically create this title. So for the title, we will going to choose this title box or text box. I think this much is fine, and I will increase this up till here. So why this long title? Because generally in business scenarios, you may want to have a bit long business title or a long dashboard title for a scenario like that, right? So for that, we will going to say in capital, business performance dashboard, right? And we will keep this 28, and let's just make it bold. But since we are making it bold, I will just I will remove the bold color, and I will choose this 28. And once we have done that, what we need is we need to just make sure that this is of this light gray color, and this background will be same as how we have done. So within the effects, we will choose this color, right? And in the visual border, we will just make sure we do the same setting like we have done it earlier, like this one, right? So that way, if you see, slowly it has started taking a shape, and you are creating these boxes, which is with the help of that you can easily go ahead and do this work. So this title, if you remember, was a golden color, which is this color. So we can see that this is a business performance dashboard. Again, this is light, as well as it is not contradicting a lot with the eye. So we have the business performance dashboard. I will just move this little bit up, just so that we don't have the scroll bar, but yeah, this much is fine. So business performance dashboard, we have made the title. Now what do we have is basically the 4 KPIs. So our KPIs is basically present over, so we have not imported the data, right? So we need to import. I started producing this, I need to import the data. I'll go in home and choose the Excel file. In my Excel file, I have in the Power BI, in my Power BI folder, I have this financial sample, and this is my financial sample. But like I said, I provide the 10 dashboard trainings. So these are basically these dashboard, just to give you some idea, since I keep my resources in a separate folder, which is a private folder only for those who are attending the training. So I basically gave all of these dashboard trainings, and you can get an advantage once you are pretty good with the basics. So financial sample, I'll double click, and I will just go ahead and start importing the data. So we will just evaluate very quickly whether all the data is coming perfectly or not. So we will enable the financial sheet over here, and if you see the segment, country, product, numbers are coming fine. They are right aligned. That means they are formatted as numbers. Date is properly formatted, so no issues over there. You have month number, month name, year, so all good. So I'll load it, right? So this is the data set that we are getting. It will start loading in a minute, and this is a simple table, right? But in real scenarios or in real life, you have multiple tables. Maybe in my training I cover that, and in coming days also I will post videos or dashboards which is related to Power BI data modeling, like how you can connect tables, interpretation, joins, merge, all of those types of things, right? So you have this data imported. And then what we will going to do is we will create a KPI over here. So it has taken the entire shape, but what I'll do is I will just come over here and I will just make sure that, yeah, this much is fine. So what do we have is, let's say first we take sales over here. So I'll just add the sales. I clicked over here. By default it has taken the sales, and the sales is sum of sales, and 111 is coming. So I just need to do a little bit of formatting. As you can see, format your visual. Within this you have the call out value. What I'll do is I'll make it 35, or maybe I don't know, 30, right? And I will make it only one decimal value over here. So we have the formatting for this, and what I'll do is I will choose this color, because then in the background I will remove the call out value, so that is removed. And then what I'll do is I will enable the title, and the title will be sales. Okay, and text color in this case will be this this color, and we will keep it 14 is fine, but I will just make sure that it is centralized, right? Then what do we have is over here, if I uncheck this in effects, the background, right? So background we are going to choose this, right? If you know already, and visual border is present. So in the visual border is always this color, right? So you have the sales created. I will just move it up a little bit so that I get some more space. And then again I'll go into the formatting. We have the call out value, the auto decimal places. What I really like is we keep it 0, right? Reason for this is the value is quite big. So if the values are big, then there is no point in keeping. So this much is fine. I'll Control C, Control V, Control Z. Let me press Control Z. One more, Control C, or come over here, 119 million. Okay, and I will just Control C, Control V. That way I don't have to do that formatting again and again. Control C, Control V. I will keep it here because I have to produce that YOY as well. Control C, Control V, and over here you see that it is properly aligned. So now if you see all of this is properly aligned, what I need to do, I need to select this, and along with sales I need to add gross sales. So let me just first remove that and add this. So my gross sales is 128 million and my actual sales is 119 million. So what I'll do is come over here in general, in title, I will simply say gross sales. Yeah. So nothing, we have to do the same. We don't have to do the same setting again. That is a benefit, that once you are done with all your formatting, you should be able to do this. And then what we have is the sales cost of goods sold. So what I'll do is in the general title, we will change this to COGS. Yeah, and sales over here. So what do is we select this over here, we remove the sales and we add the profit. So up to us, what are all the critical KPIs that we have to take care, and that way we will be able to create our calculation. If you have 6 KPI, keep it 6 KPI, no issues. I'm giving you the layout. You want to change it, you can change it based on your need, but if you are following along, keep following me. Okay, so we have this sales, cross sales, COGS, and we have to change this to profit. So we are coming over here, and this KPI, we will going to change it from the title as profit KPI, so now you see all our visualization over here so far we have created in the KPIs is basically matching all the other text. Now the only thing which is not matching is this sales title, which should be of this color, because this is what we are keeping. So what you can do is in the title, you can come over here, the text color, you can keep it like this, right? And what you can do is, once you have done that, you can even copy this formatting and paste it, copy this formatting here. This is quite quick, right, as compared to the other. So you have all the 4 KPIs, you are done with this. So what you do is hit the save and make sure that you are not losing your work just because you are not hitting the save button. Sometimes it may crash, so that's fine. Now the next thing is we need to create the YOY, right? So what do we do is we come over here, sales. We have to create YOY for each sales, gross sales, COGS, and profit. So sales over here, and within the sales, click on the new quick measure. What it does, it shows you this window where you have a lot of calculations over here. So what you do is, in the time intelligence, what you do is you come over here and say year over year, right? So we are creating the year over year of sum of sales, right? That's why I have chosen this. So what you do is sum of sales, and then we have to provide the date, right? So what do we have is this date, right? So what I'll do is we come over here and add my date, and then how much we want to go. We want to go only 1 year back, so that's why 1. If you want to go 2 years back for any scenario, you go 2 years back. So up to you, right? And once we are there, then we can just come here. So we have sales. All right, sales. Where is my visualization? Year over year change, and if I hit enter, and I need to click on it because of my image or this video, I was not able to see it. So what do we get is sales YOY, and what it has done, you can see it has written this calculation for you, which is Power BI is automatically writing this. That means it is a standard format and you can learn from here, right? So over here, if you see, I'll just give you some ideas over here. So we are right now sales YOY. What you can do is you can even copy this calculation, this entire thing, right? You can say Control C, and let's say you also want to create quarter over quarter. So what you do is you go to the new measure which is present over here, you paste this value, give it a name, quarter over quarter, and over here what you do is you basically say that rather than year, change it to quarter, right? We can come and we can always change this to, let's say, quarter, right? For now I will just keep it here. As you can see, it has day, month, quarter, year. So you can get month over month, you can get quarter over quarter, year over year, day over day sales, right? Compared to the last day, how much sales have gone up or down. So you can do all of that by just following this, and that way it will give you it just open a lot of areas for you in terms of performance metrics. So I'll just keep it sales YOY here, and then over here I will just create one KPI, maybe this, Control C, Control V, okay. And in the visualization, what I'll do is I'll remove this sales YOY. I will add that. Oops. And then this is 349%, right? So what do we need is we need to remove the title. So in the general, I will remove the title. In the visual, I'll come over here and call it 15, and then we can reduce this. You can see once you have some practice, this is how you should go fast and start creating your work. Control Y. 30. I press Control Z, so that's why it has started doing that. Let me just bring it down below here first. Okay, come down here. Yeah. All right. So we have this 349%. Maybe I'll just make it 17. 349%, and we need to add one more thing, which is YOY value in front of that. So the way we are going to do that is we will select this, bring it, come on, select. My mouse is going way too far. Looks like it has become a bit sensitive. Yeah, 349. Okay. If you are facing this difficulty, like what I'm facing, what I do is I go to general, in the properties, width, right? I can go pixel by pixel, so I can reduce this. So you can see I am able to reduce it to pixel by pixel, and then I'll come over here and I will just drag it till here. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will just add one more text field over here in the insert. In the insert I have text, and let's call it YOY. YOY. Control A, select this and make it 16, because the text what we are having is that 17. So text is what we will keep it like this. In the effects background, we will keep the background as you know, this one. In the visual border, it will keep the visual border, this one. So since you know what setting you need to do on each step, it becomes quite easy. So you have this value, right? Now the only thing is you can bring it here. And like I said, you know, if you face difficulty, then you can what you do is you select this, check what's it height is 47, right? So just make sure height is 47. That way your values will be aligned as you need. So if I reduce, move it below, okay, move it up 2 step, I'll move this up also. And this is something you will face like with the text box, that it goes very easily into the edit mode. So I'll just select now, yeah, and 347, YOY is 349, right? Also, if I want, you know, the way we should do it is width, I can change this to maybe 160. 60 is fine, yeah. So YOY 49%, right? So that way you can basically create this visual. Also in this case, what I feel like border is not required. So what I'll do, I'll select this. In the effect, I will just uncheck the visual border, right? I will uncheck the visual border in this case, because it is just creating an unnecessary border line, which is impacting the part of this visual. And I'll show you how you can correct this. So from here also, I will uncheck it. And visual border, I will reduce it. So it does not have any border, right? Now what you can do is, you can come over here, select this entire visual, and say right click, group, and group. Okay, so what you have done is you have grouped it. Now you can come into the formatting in the effects, right? You can change its background and all of that if that's what you need, right? So we have basically done that over here. So, but if at the end of the day, what we needed was the you know, what do you call the border, right? So border is not present. I was expecting that the border will be present, but it is not present over here in effect. So what I'll do is I will right click, uncheck, make it ungroup. Another setting which I can do is, first thing first is I'll enable the border. So I am just repeating the same operation again. Visual border, border should be same, yep, right? So over here, let's just add that very quickly. Over here, let's just add that. And once we have done that, what do we need is, in the view, we need the selection panel. Okay, so where do we have is this over here, right? And then we have text box and all. So what we'll do is we will make it over here. Let me see, text box, okay, shape, and text box and sales over here. What I'll do is I will move it up here, and then we have text and this one. Okay, so what happens is that if I select this, this will become like the image, which is let me just reduce this. This will become like something which is superimposed on these two. So that way, when I just bring them inside this, for this to, you know, what I get an impact is that they are part of this particular visualization. and you have the borders and for your KPIs. Also, one more quick thing I will do is I will just select this and control select this. I just need to move this 1 pixel, so from my keyboard I will hit the right, and that way it comes in the alignment. Okay, so once we have done that, I'll copy this and paste this again and again, control C, control V, move it here. Okay, and then over here select this, control C, control V, move it here, control this, but both of them, control C, control over here, control C, control V, and we have this, right? So you have your sales, you have KPIs. Now the only thing is we have to create the KPIs for all of these. So we will come over here in gross sales. We will select the gross sales over here, right? And what do we have is basically there are options. For example, we were getting the option over here for new quick measure. So new quick measure is something what we have created, right? So what I'll do is for rest of the other, I think yeah, there you go, new quick measure year over year, right? Now what we can do is over here we say add data, and in this case we have gross sales, right? And then we will going to click add. So gross sales is done. Then we will say add data, and from here COGS, and we will click on add. So COGS is done. You can see how quickly you are creating this as a beginner. Otherwise it will going to take a lot of time. And then profit, add, and you are done. So now I can close this. I can close this, come over here, keep selecting this, select this, uncheck this, gross sales, select this. Over here, uncheck this, and this is COGS. So COGS is this. So visualization, move that, COGS. Over here, we have sales, uncheck that, and YOY, we will keep it. So you can see how very straightforward. Otherwise it will take hours if you try to do this on your own if you are a beginner, because you need to know a lot of tax. So what Power BI has done is it has created these quick measures, because they know everybody needs it whenever they are creating the dashboard. You want to know year to date, you want to know year over year, so all those sort of things, very easily you can do that. All right, so make sure you hit the save button so that you can save this work. Now the next chart we are creating is this line chart, if you remember, right? And I can bring it till here, and let's just make it fully aligned like this. Yeah, up until here, and then we will bring it till here. So we have this line chart. In this we will bring the date, and we will remove the date, we will remove the quarter, we will keep the year and month, or we just need the month, because we will going to create two calculation where we will say the year comparison over here. So how we can do that? You will going to click on the new measure, and here we will write some DAX magic. Okay, so we will call it 2013 sales. Yeah, calculate sum of sales, right? So within the calculate function, so within calculate the definition or syntax is first you specify the expression is sum of sales, comma, then you have a filter. So our filter is that this particular date, right? So what we will going to say is year of date that we are having, yeah, is equals to 2013. and close that. So we will going to get the 2013 sale. I will going to put it on y-axis, and this is what our sales looks like. Similarly, what I'll do is I will copy this and create new measure. Within that, what I'll do is I will paste this and I will change this to 2014, and I will change this to 2014 and select this. So what it will going to create is 2014 sales, and what I'll do is I will bring it above here. So you have sales, you have the 2013 sales. Now we have to do just some formatting. So what I'll do is come over here. On the y-axis we don't need this title, so what I do is I usually hide this and even hide the title, right? Then we have the legend. In the legend, what I always want to keep it like the top center over here, and so that one can easily see it. So title is here. Then what I have is basically the lines. So lines is present here. Within this you have the line color. So 2013 sales, I want to keep it this color, or maybe this darker color, and this one should be a lighter color so that it is properly visible. 2014 sales, 2013 sales. Makes sense? So we have this, and then what we can do is over here we need to change the background. So in the general effects, background will be this one shade, right? And visual border is there. Visual border is of this color. So we have the visual border, and then we also need this, change this title also. So again, come over here in general, title 2013 and 14 sales by month, right? The color will be, let's say, look, we are choosing this color for all our titles, so we'll keep that. We have this, we have done that. Now I just need to do x-axis formatting also. In x-axis, the font color, let's say this, so that it is easily visible. We also need to show this legend. So over here in legend, the text is something, we will keep it this 2014 2013, so easily available, or one can easily see this one. And that's where we have our chart. The next thing, if you want, you can do is select the chart and come over here, data label, and enable the data label if that helps, because in values, not black but this gray color, so that way the actual value which is there, right? So that's an enhancement what I'm showing. I have not shown it on my visual, but it basically helps user to interpret where the point is, or where the exact value is present, or what is that exact value. Oh, okay, I just increase the size. This much is fine, or I will try to reduce it a little. Wow, my mouse is going crazy today, as you can see. Okay, this much is fine, I can live with this. All right, so we have this over here. If you see this month is coming, we don't want that. This is small, these are small things but goes in a long way. So we have this secondary x-axis. In the x-axis we have the title, we will remove the title. Okay, so you got your entire working chart. So after that, what do we need is basically the table. So our table is something like, if I just bring it down till here and align it properly and expand this little bit. So what do we have is basically segment. So what do we do is we come over here and we have segment over here. So segment is present here. So within segment we have product, right? So you can see a lot of products within channel partner. You have 3 and 3, 6 products, right? And so this is by product, and what do we have is basically gross sales. Let's take that, gross sales, sales, and we have the profit. Okay, so these are the 3 values that we are having for our chart. So what I'll do is I will just reduce it till here. So we have these values, and what do we need is basically a chart which is basically saying that we need only the top 3 values, whatever in each category, right? So that is something we will going to get it with the help of, so visual is selected, right? And within that you have the filters, right? So in the filters you have lot many things like sum of sales, gross sales, profit, and all of that. So here we need, what we need is basically product. We want to view top 3 product, but by what measure? Sales, gross sales, profit, or something else. So since we are showing it these 3 measures, what I want product to be based on the units sold. So based on how biggest 3 product by unit sold. So what I'll say is we'll keep it top n. We will say top 3, right? And that will be add data fields over here. So we will bring units sold and bring it over here and click apply. So if you see, what it gives is in each segment top 3 product by unit sold, right? And that is the title we will going to give over here in general title. I will enable the title top 3 products in each segment by unit sold. Okay, now what do we have is this color, no, not this color, sorry, we are choosing this color for the title. And then once the title is done, the background is always this, no, one lighter shade, this background. And so once this is done and we have done this background, we have the visual border of one more light color, which is this. In the visual style we have default, just say it none. So as soon as you say none, you get the output like this. Then you have the grid. For the grid, what I'll do is I will choose this so that it's just there but not, making a lot of impact. Then we have values. We will keep this, right? Text color, alternate text color, we will keep it this only, yeah. Or if you want a little bit more brighter so that it is easily available, just choose one more lighter shade. I think this is better, right? And then we have the totals as well and header as well. So values are done. Column headers, we have column headers also, we will keep it pretty bright and slightly bigger in the size. So let's give it 12, yeah. And I think 12 is way too much. 11 is fine, yeah, 11 is fine. So that way it is coming without much of an issue. So we can give it a header background as well. Let's say I want to give this background to header, so that way it is much better, right? It basically, it should stand out. So we have this. Finally what we have is the total, so I'll just select that and come over here in the formatting, and in the totals what I will do is I will choose, in the totals I will choose the font color again, this, right? So it is clearly visible, right? Now usually we don't want decimal values and we don't want so much of a bigger value. So what we do is we basically should over here in values, right, we have total values. Where is that? We have the cell element, image size. What I'm trying to see is how I can change the formatting for decimal values and all. So there are 2 options. One is I can simply go over here, decimal value, and so this is decimal number and I can choose 0. right? This should ideally remove the 0 from here, as you can see. And over here, gross sales, decimal number, I will choose 0, right? And same way for profit, I don't want decimal value because decimal does not make a whole lot of sense in this case, right? Okay, so once we have this, the way we can go and add the conditional formatting, which is the next topic on this, is by coming to the visualization again over here. Come over here onto the field, on which field, like gross sales, sales, profit, where we want to add it. So we want to add it on profit, conditional formatting, and we want to change the font color. Okay, and we want rules, not gradient, because we want to have two font color. One is white like a normal and another is red or that orange color to indicate negative value. Okay, so you have this value greater than equals to 0 and less than 0, which means a negative value. So what do we do for negative value is this color. We add new rule, greater than equal to number 1, and it should be the max value. Then what should be the output is this. I hope I am doing it absolutely fine. So we have greater than 0 equals to 0, and we have, okay, this is where it is. Please check the logic of this rule. All right, so we have this greater than equal to minimum. Okay, let's try greater than equals to 0. Greater than equals to 0 number, but I will make it 100%. Yeah, now it is fine. So what you are saying is 0%. It is just so that we are able to take the impact of this negative value, the less than 0. So that is all the changes going on. And over here we are saying go till the last value, which is 100%, and give us the output. And click OK. All right. Now, if you see, only these three values, because we have said in the rule that less than 0 value, it should be then that red color. So that's how you can do it. It's not easy, as you see, because we have done the combination of percent and num. So slightly advanced topic if you think about from a conditional formatting perspective. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just keep it till here, right? And then I'll just add one more chart over here, which is this one. It should be, and let me create some space. Spacing is very important to create professional looking dashboard. And what do we have is basically the country over here. So we have country, and we need 2014 sales and 2013 sales. And then we can come over here and we have the bars. Within bars we can choose the colors. The colors will be your where you are. The colors will be so we have 2014, right? So 2014 is this, 2013 is this, and then in the general effect we have the background, which is this, right? We have a visual border, which is this, and then we come back over here in visual y-axis. We don't need the title, but these should be your, and make this 50% so that all the values are coming properly. Okay, so we have y-axis. Then for the x-axis, what we will going to do is do we need x-axis? Actually no, so we will remove that. We will remove even the title. Over here we will come to the legend. It should always be, like my personal preference is top center. So top center, and in that you have the text. Text is basically be your this one, so that it is clearly visible. You can go down to one tone down, but that's okay. Also this title, right? So in general, you have the title and 2013 and 2014 sales by country. We are good. The only thing is the title over here. Yeah, so we have done all of that setting, and then finally what we need is this filter. So this one is, I think, over there. Let me just bring what I think is Costco sales or Costco something. I have done that. Let me just check that. Okay, so that is your Costco performance. So what I'll do is I will just select this. Come on, Control C, Control V, and what I'll do is I will bring this up. You can see, because of all the formatting and all, right, I don't want to do it again, and we will call it Costco performance. So Costco, if you know, you are from US, you know that it is basically the store which is like a warehouse type of a store. You get a lot of the values on high discount. Okay, I'm just trying. All right, Costco performance. What I can do is I can keep it like this, and I'll choose this. That way, it shows that it is a Costco performance. Also, this need to be a little bit bold so that it is standing out. All right, so in that I don't want title, so I'll select this border, so I'll remove that. Costco performance is there, right? And then only thing is I will just reduce its size and move it inside here. Control C. This is where we need to just spend a bit of time, because it goes in a long way of a good performance. So Costco performance is here. Now what I'll do is I will add the slicer. So if you see over here, the slicer, just inside this, bring this up and a little bit inside this. Yes, change. Okay, field we need to add. So I think the first field what we are adding is the country. Where are you? Country. And within country, this needs to be drop down. So it's a drop down. Values need to be lighter gray. Background need to be this. Oh, not this. I think this is fine. And over here, effects, the background we can keep it this. The title we can keep, so we have the title. So title is already present, which is country. Over here, if you see, slicer header, font color will be this, right? So we have what we need. Once we have this done for one, what we can do is we can let me select outside. Yeah, perfectly. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, copy and paste. Control C, Control V. I think 4 filters is what we are showing. Country, and then over here, this is not the country, but we have country, we have discount band. So I'll just remove that and bring discount bands over here. Over here, we will remove country, and what we will bring is the product over here. Here we will bring the segment, and that way we will going to have our functional dashboard there. So you can see a lot basically goes when we even create a beginner dashboard like this, which you can see is something you can start using it and start creating it for your own business needs. And like I said, I have given you all the hints and all the right way of how you will do all these settings. The only thing is how you will take it to the next level so that your users are getting what they need. So for example, I go here and I select high band, and all my visualization, if you see, are changing based on that, medium or none, right? So those type of things. Product, we want to look at by product like Armela or this, any product, right, that we want, we can select it. If you want multiple product, hold down the control key and select multiple product, and that way you will be able to see the multiple selection as well. So that is what it is going on. Let me know, how did you find the project? How did you find the entire design that we just discussed? And if you have implemented this in your scenario or in your business scenario or for your data analyst portfolio project, feel free to ping the link of the portfolio project, and I will look into it, and like me, others. So give me your input, give me your feedback, and reach out to me in case you need advanced dashboard training. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll meet you in the next video.